Have you ever tried any type of diet or, healthy eating plan?
Of course.
Can you give me an example of one that you tried?
Right now, I'm trying to do like an intermittent fasting.
Okay.
So you'll only have like a 6-hour period that you eat.
I don't tend to diet. I try to eat food that's dense in nutrition.
What was the one where you eat 500 calories a day and then you ate HTC?
HCG.
HCG,
Oh,
I did
man.
that
Okay.
one.
And also done like a 3-day water fast.
So you've done a 3-day water fast.
Yes, and then I start intermittent fasting after that.
And then you start intermittent fasting
And then
after
once-
your 3-day water
And then
fast.
once I plateaued, I go like a low carb.
I tend to eat good food, I say, like organic if it's on sale.
I like the sale part. That's like my diet. I call it the broke doctor with student loans diet.
The paleo diet is one that I've heard of.
Yeah.
Obviously I've heard of people that are vegetarians or vegans or pescatarians.
Paleo in general, it sounds like this really cool idea, right? You're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna eat like the cavemen did way back in the day, and they were the original humans. And I remind people, I'm like, yeah, the original humans who had a life expectancy of like 35. When people talk about fad diets, what we worry about is that people do what we call yo-yo dieting, where they lose weight, then they gain it, then lose weight, and they gain it. We know that's not a good thing in the long term. On the topic of all these fad diets you may or may not have heard about, some of them are crazy and some are dangerous. So I'm gonna tell you a few. You're gonna tell me which one is not a real fad diet.
Okay.
Are you ready for this challenge?
Yep.
All right, the werewolf diet, where you go on a liquid fast based on the lunar cycle of the moon. The cotton ball diet, where people are actually gonna dip cotton balls in juice and eat them before they eat real food to fill up their bellies. You have the blood type diet, where you're eating specific things based on your blood type. And last but not least, the equatorial diet, where you're only eating foods that are grown along the equator on the planet Earth. Which one is not real?
I'm gonna go with either the equator or the blood type.
Number one, werewolf.
Which one is garbage?
Cotton ball.
Which one is not real?
Honestly, I would say werewolf.
Werewolf is absolutely real. It's totally real.
I gotta try it now.
I mean, cotton, would that mess up your stomach and it'll get stuck there? So I guess that one. That's my final answer.
Cotton ball diet is real.
No!
I know, it drives me
Where's
insane.
these people from?
I have no idea.
I gotta try it.
Werewolf diet is real. Cotton diet is real. The blood type diet is real.
I'm gonna go with the equator because.
Dang! The equator diet's not real.
Okay.
But it is crazy to me that the other three are.
Yeah.
People should know where their information's coming from.
Right.
So if they're online, if they're reading a blog, if they're talking to someone, you have to ask, are they a nutritionist? Because it's not one size fits all. I think it's the important thing for everyone to know. And that there's a difference between a fad diet, that means a diet that's restrictive or ritual that you're not gonna be able to maintain, and healthy weight management, which is a lifestyle change.
Right.
I think it's more important to, instead of jumping on a diet that just has a nice label or a fad, to do something that's like long-term manageable. And I think the most important thing for people is if they're gonna jump on a diet, they're like, does this work for me?
Yeah.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.